But did you somehow think that winning would rid you of those demons?
I never wanted them to go. I wanted to keep them because they're my ladder to success.
Wow, you wanted the demons.
Mhm.
You were enabling the demons.
Yeah.
Before becoming heavyweight champ, Mike, at age 20, you said you were awkward with women. Tell me how that changed after you won the heavyweight championship.
Well, when you're champion, you really don't have to talk. It's there. It doesn't have to. You can be a goofball. You can be a smug. You really just don't have to talk much. They're just there.
You know, when we talk about addiction in the book, I just want to. You also described your relationship with women and the times when sex became the central force in your life. Would you also say that sex was another vice or addiction you've struggled with throughout your life?
That's a vice, probably more than anything. Not crutch. Because it's plentiful. People wanted to do it, and it was just that way. I was very famous and stuff. I didn't really understand. It was something to do. I believed it was a crutch, but it was just more out of being selfish than anything.
Well, one of the women you meet once you're champion is Robin Givens, and there's that moment that so many people remember. It's like a pop culture moment where after you had met Robin Givens, she was, of course, the actress from the TV sitcom Head of the Class. You two had this very tumultuous public falling out. I want to play a bit of the tape from that Barbara Walters interview that is so infamous now. Take a listen to this.
I think that there's a time when he cannot control his temper, and that's frightening to me or to my mother, and to anyone around. It's scary. What happens? He gets out of control, throwing, screaming. Does he hit you? He shakes, he pushes, he swings. Sometimes I think he's trying to scare me.
That's from 1988. That was actress Robin Givens talking to Barbara Walters about her then husband, Mike Tyson, who's sitting beside her during that interview. Mike, you didn't flinch during that entire exchange. Tell us what was going through your mind while you were sitting there. Were you angry? Were you scared?
I was angry. I just couldn't believe she was saying those things. And I know if I would have did anything stupid, like, hey, you stupid, and God forbid if I ever hit her or did anything, that's what she wanted people to see me as being a raving maniac.
That must have been difficult for you the days after that, then.
Yeah, it was, but, I'm here now, and she's not. And that's what life is about, overcoming and not giving up, not lying down when things are tough, and to get up and, wipe yourself off and continue striving in life.
At this point, you're rather contrite. You talk about being a bad person at times. You talk about how the regrets you have. In that moment, when you're sitting there with Robin Givens, was anything that she was saying, did you hear anything she was saying and sort of think, I've done terrible things?
No, I didn't do anything like that to her. We had arguments and stuff, but I never did what she said I did. She said I shake, I did this, and then before then she said I beat on her before. Which one is it?
You said that your trainer, Customata, molded you into this ruthless fighter that made you a champion. Was there a dark side to that training, Mike? One where it became difficult?
If it became dark, it only became dark because I allowed it to become dark. He had nothing to do with my darkness. That's just who I was as a person.
I'm wondering if you could switch it off once you're in that mode, once you're in that ruthless fighter mode.
Maybe I wanted to be that mode. Maybe that's the mode I like. I like that mode. Everyone liked that mode. They still like that mode to this day. It's just that I'm not that person anymore.
But you don't want to be in that mode when you're in relationships or
Well, I'm not that person anymore.
Did the demons, the anger, ever scare you in terms of how far you could go?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You spend a lot of time in the book, Mike, on the rape case. In 1992, you began a 6-year jail term for the rape of an 18-year-old Miss Black America contestant named Desiree Washington. This is something you deny still today. Tell me why you decided to revisit that case in such great detail in this book instead of...
Well, he asked me about it. They asked me about it in the book. We had to talk about it. The book, when he asked me about something, I told him about it. I didn't go chronologically. He asked me about something, and I just told him about it, my opinion.
Have you wanted to launch a court appeal rather than to put it in a book like this?
No, I just never thought about it. Doesn't affect me or bother me none the least. But he asked about it. He wanted to put it in the book, and we discussed it.
Did you consider? I mean, I know you feel justice wasn't served, Mike. Do you think it's? I'm thinking Desiree Washington can publish her side. It won't really nearly reach as many people. Do you feel it's fair for the public to only get your side of the story through a book you're obviously?
Well, they heard her side of the story many a times, sir. She said that many a times. She was on Barbara Walters before. She said made her peace.
Mike, in this book you describe two self-images. One is the invincible boxing god. The other is, as you say, the sewer rat. Tell me, through writing this book, did you discover any in between those two extremes?
No, no, no. Just the same person, capable of doing good things and not so good things. You know, accomplishing things and yes, not accomplishing anything.
And is that a daily struggle?
Well, I'm pretty balanced at this moment that we're talking.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you how you are right now. I know this at a press conference a few months ago. You admitted to lying about being clean and sober. You'd only been clean for 6 days. You said. Tell me about that. It's still a daily struggle, I would assume.
Well, I'm in sober 93 days now, and if I relapse tomorrow, I'll just start all over again. You know, as long as I'm alive, I'm just going to still try to grasp that sobriety.
How do you think you do it?